What's going on, folks? Back up in the mountains. As you can see, we're in full-on winter wonderland mode. Just got a good amount of snow last night, so I decided to come up here, do a little bit of cross-country skiing. Now, this route that I'm currently on is about 6 miles, and it is super, super pretty. One of my favorite things about this specific route is that it's so much more remote than a lot of the other ski trails up here in Mount Hood. Well, it's not very remote. It's more so that it just doesn't get nearly as much traffic as most of the other spots. Anyways, we got an easy 6 miles ahead of us, and tonight we're gonna be truck camping. Let's go, Kaya. So this road is supposed to be closed to motorized traffic starting on December 1st, but clearly it seems like people have been driving up here anyways, just making the skiing a little more challenging. Hopefully once we get up high enough, the vehicle tracks will end. Kaya is literally like a little snow fox. She's like a little red snow fox. She just prances around in the snow, never gets tired, never gets cold. Just has a genuine good time. Just like me. All right, now we got some ski tracks going, kind of. It is an absolutely gorgeous day out today, and we don't really get too many bluebird days up here in the Northwest, as you might imagine, at least not in the wintertime. Although I guess technically it's not even winter yet. But either way, we don't get really too many bluebird days up here in the mountains, so I'm super stoked to be out here getting some movement and just enjoying the early season snow. It's gonna be a good season. I could already tell. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this little off-branch trail, you could take this up onto the ridge over there, and this is considered a backcountry route. What we're on now is actually a front country route, but I think you could take a split board or any other type of touring setup and go trek to the top of the ridge over there and bomb your way down, which I would love to do, but I actually don't have a split board or anything like that. But maybe this will be the winter. I think for the last like 3 winters in a row now, I've told myself I want to get a split board, but I haven't done it. So maybe this is the push that I need. She just keeps running up into the trees, up these ridges over here, and she'll run up and then she'll just play around up there for like 10 seconds and then she'll come running back down. She's just having such a good time. As somebody who grew up in Southern California, that is one view that will never get old to me. I'm so grateful to live up here where I do, with access to places like this, essentially in my backyard. It is one of the coolest places to live, in my opinion. So far, we've gone a little over 3.5 miles, which is just over halfway done with the trail. So I figure this is the perfect spot have a little bit of lunch, take a little bit of a breather, give Kaya some water. You want some water, Kaya? You're doing so well. There you go, sweetie. There you go. And for lunch, I got me a little turkey sandwich here. When I was traveling in Vietnam at the end of last year, I got these really tasty instant coffees that are kind of like, it's kind of like an instant latte or something like that. It's like an instant milk coffee type drink, I think. And usually I'm more of a black coffee type of guy, but these are perfect for situations like this when you're just out in the backcountry and you don't want to do like a Folgers instant coffee or something like that. This is a nice, like, little sweet, milky treat, if you will. Forgot to bring something to stir with, so I'm just gonna use this stick here. Kaya. Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you. Happy, happy puppy, huh? Coffee's a little too hot, and we don't got all day, so just gonna put a little bit of snow in there to help cool it off. Still hot. And away we go. Back in the tracks. Oh man. Woo! Almost ate it there. Amazing. Truly, truly amazing. Oh, shoot, 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 shoot. Woo! Oh, that was, oh man, that was not buttery smooth by any means, but it was fun. Some bad news, guys. My freaking tripod just broke. I don't know what the heck happened. This tripod has broken multiple times. The legs are just, I don't know, they're not really meant for outdoor filmmaking, I guess, because I have replaced every single one of these legs at least once. And now this one needs to be replaced, and so does this one. Up. Good girl. There you go. Have some snacks. You have earned them. Good pupper. We just wrapped up our ski sesh, and it looks like all in, we did about 6.5 miles with 600 feet of elevation gain. So definitely not the biggest slog I've ever done, but it was a good amount. It was a good amount. And overall, I'm just very happy that Kaya was able to do the whole trail with ease. She just had the absolute time of her life. This was her first time out doing kind of a higher mileage snow outing. If you guys might recall, last winter, towards the tail end of winter, that's when I got Kaya, and she was a little baby, so we didn't do any actual winter activities. But this winter is looking really promising. This was a very, very good day, and now let's go find a camp spot. You're such a goofball, Kaya. Look at you. Oh my gosh. Here's the river. There's the truck. Not a bad spot at all. Now, as you'll notice, not only is the truck bed a total disaster right now, but that sleeping platform setup that I had and was using not long ago is no longer here. The reason why I got rid of that sleeping platform setup was because there just wasn't enough room in the truck bed with that platform. It was really tall, so I didn't have enough headroom. And also there's a 3.5-inch lip that goes around the bottom edge of the camper shell. So since that platform was so tall, my mattress kind of lined up perfectly with that 3.5-inch lip, so it kind of limited the space around the perimeter. Basically, there just wasn't enough room, so unfortunately, I had to get rid of it. For now, for the meantime, I'm just gonna be using the open truck bed, and we're gonna make it work. Got the bed all set up. All of my stuff is kind of just scattered around out here. We're good to go. Of course, to have to do this every single time that I wanted to go camping, this would be pretty inconvenient, especially as somebody who likes to go camping quite often. So that being said, this is 100% a temporary thing until I get something else figured out. As you guys might have noticed, as the truck bed is currently set up, there's not really enough room to safely run my buddy heater. My mattress basically just takes up the entire truck bed. I don't have a diesel heater. I don't have any viable source of heat. So instead, tonight, I'm gonna be trying out this guy here, which is a heated blanket. I went to Target the other day and I picked out this Brookstone heated blanket. Not sponsored. And one cool thing about this heated blanket is most of the other ones that I've seen have been like heated throw blankets, but this one's a full-on heated comforter. It's a twin size. I even had a queen size, but I thought that the twin size would be plenty big enough. Funny enough, I actually hate using heated blankets at home. I never use a heated blanket if I'm indoors, but seeing as I didn't have any other source of heat, I thought that this would be a great opportunity to test out an electric blanket and see if it's a good way to keep warm while you're truck camping in the winter. I actually have a second electric blanket that I got a long time ago, and if this one blanket isn't enough for both of us, I'm gonna set up the second electric blanket for Kaya, but I would imagine one electric blanket is gonna be plenty, so we'll see. Stay warm and cozy. Hopefully we are going to stay warm and cozy. Oh, that's a nice plush blanket there. Kind of tempted to crank this thing on right now. It's cold. Oh, look at that. Kaya wants to try it out. So I don't have the main electric blanket turned on just yet. But since Kaya wanted to chill inside, I decided to plug in this smaller heated blanket, and it looks like she's really enjoying it so far. Well guys, looks like the party's over. The police have arrived. I guess you can't camp here. I'm just kidding. I got this cool light that I'm messing around with. There's all kinds of cool little features. Oh no paparazzi, no paparazzi, no. All right, I'm having way too much fun with this. Right now the thermometer is reading at 33 degrees Fahrenheit. It's just before 5:30 p.m. So I have a feeling it's gonna get quite chilly tonight. Good thing we've got a nice fire and a heated blanket. Oh, it looks like somebody's enjoying the heated blanket. Aren't you? For dinner tonight, I'm gonna be having these jalapeno pepper jack smoked sausages. Break. Go ahead, eat. So apparently I'm a total hot mess today, and I didn't even bring cooking oil, which is very strange because I always have cooking oil in that bin, and I don't remember taking the cooking oil out. What I'm doing to grease the pan is I'm cooking these greasy little breakfast sausages that I had in the cooler. Now I was gonna just use the sausage that I'm having for dinner, but I started to cook those and I realized since they're smoked and they're already cooked, they don't actually really secrete much oil. These little breakfast sausages, on the other hand, these are getting the pan nice and slick. And they're a nice little appetizer. Ah! In goes peppers and onions. My entire camera just tipped over and landed right in the cast iron. Literally couldn't have planned that better. It was like right in the cast iron. Now this honestly looks like way too much food. I probably should have just made one. I don't know why I was being greedy. Actually, who am I kidding? I'll probably eat it all. I know that the onions and the peppers probably should have gone on top, but I wanted to take them off of the pan and let the sausages cook by themselves for a little bit longer. So I'm kind of just eating the whole thing upside down. Well, 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 look who decided to join. She has risen from her rest. All right, in preparation for bed, I'm gonna go ahead and plug this thing in so it can start to warm up. Just having a really hard time filming that. So I'm using this Anchor power station to power the blanket. And here we go. Let's go. How many levels are there? It seems like there's 10 levels. So I think I'm gonna go to 4 and we'll see how warm it is If that's warm enough, good. If not, we'll have to crank it up. We are officially in for the night. So far, the electric blanket is feeling very cozy. Kaya is also radiating a ton of heat. Now, there is this second electric blanket that I had plugged in while Kaya was in here sleeping, but that is off now. Now it's just the main blanket. There's plenty of heat radiating up through it, so Kaya should be plenty warm. I actually tried to cover her with this blanket just for some extra warmth, but she really does not like to be covered. And immediately once I put the blanket on top of her, she got up and moved somewhere else. So that was a no-go. But anyways, I think tonight should be pretty toasty. One last update here before I hit the hay. I'm running the electric blanket at level 7 because it doesn't really seem to be all that warm. Like, there's all the coils that run through the blanket, but it seems like a lot of them just aren't warm. So I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if something is wrong with this one or if that's just kind of how they work. One big negative of this electric blanket is it seems to really be using a lot of battery. This is a 800 amp hour power station, and it's already at 55%. So hopefully I make it through the night. I'm starting to doubt if I'm gonna even make it through the night. And last but not least, 22 degrees Fahrenheit outside, 38 degrees in the truck. Oh, man. And now I'm hitting the hay because I'm freaking tired. Catch you guys in the morning. Good night. Well, turns out that the electric blanket was not doing the trick. I had it at level 7, and not only was it just not quite warm enough, it felt like cold was still creeping in all around. But also, as I mentioned before, the power station was literally being drained, even on like level 5. So I had to go up into my roof storage box and grab a sleeping bag. And I opened it up, and I'm using it as a blanket. And you probably can't really see, but Kaya is actually underneath as well. So I think that she realized that it was going to be a cold night. Now I'm warm with this thing. That's what I needed all along. The power station died a little while ago, so the electric blanket has been off. And at one point during the night, I think that it actually auto turned off. So if it hadn't done that, I don't know exactly how long it was off for. It probably would have died a lot sooner. I had no idea that it was going to draw so much power. But then again, I probably could have just looked at the box and saw the power consumption. This is a dog that before last night never wanted to be under the covers. Look at her now. All it took was 21-degree weather. But that'll do it to you. Won't it? Oh yeah. So, what are my thoughts on the electric blanket for winter camping? Well, First of all, it uses a lot more power than I was anticipating. I have an 800 watt-hour power station, and the electric blanket completely drained it after one night of use. That means if I was on a road trip, I couldn't even use it for 2 nights in a row. And aside from the power consumption, it also just didn't really get that warm. I expected it to be, you know, super warm and toasty, but even on level 7, it just never really got comfortably warm. I mean, I wasn't that uncomfortable. It was fine, but it just never got to the point where I was like, oh yeah, this is nice and toasty. And I think that the problem was there was a lot of cold air coming up from underneath and from the sides. So having the electric heated blanket on top didn't prevent all of that cold air from, you know, coming up underneath me and whatnot. So I don't know, maybe for some people it's a good option, but I don't think that I personally am going to be relying on electric blanket for warmth anymore. I think that Kaya provided me with more warmth than the blanket did. But I will say, after it shut off in the middle of the night and I turned it back on, it seemed to be heating up a lot better. So I don't know if maybe it was just like the first use out of the box. It just didn't warm up as effectively. I'm not sure. Either way, electric blanket, probably gonna get the no for me. All right, y'all, that's a wrap on this one. The electric blanket didn't exactly work out, but that's okay. It was a fun trip nonetheless. Thank you guys, like always, for watching. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace. Say bye, Kaya. She's a little upset because she doesn't want to leave, but all things come to an end, Kaya.